In the late 19th century, as Africa was